What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you're all doing very, very well. We're going to talk about the 10.2 tier set bonus for Holy Paladin today, and we're going to get into some dungeon footage. I just did a Black Rook hold, a plus 20 on the PTR. Excuse me. So there isn't a whole lot to talk about for the Holy Paladin one because it is quite simple. A TLDR, I think, for this video is, again, going to be something like it's simple but strong, right? It's one of those things that doesn't have a ton of interaction with your kit, but is quite powerful. So here's what it actually does. Glimmer of Light, when your Glimmer of Light dissipates or is refreshed, it creates a Holy Reverberation on its target, healing them for 20k or damaging an enemy for 16k. Multiple Holy Reverberations may overlap up to 3 times, and then the foreset says Daybreak now increases your haste by 25% for 6 seconds, and its cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds. So Daybreak is an absolutely insane cooldown now. It's something you're going to have to take on the talent tree, which, again, I don't mind these tier set bonuses at all. I think this is a great way for them to make tier set bonuses. Here's an important thing to understand. This tier set bonus does nothing when you cast Holy Shock initially. You have to have a Glimmer on somebody before you can get value out of this tier set bonus, which is not, it's not impossible. It's not, it's not even hard at all to put glimmers on anything, but there is a little limitation there. Like, you're literally getting 0 value right now out of this until I hit Holy Shock on myself again. Now it's going to put that Holy Reverberation on there because I already had a Glimmer. Now, also, if I was to let this Glimmer expire, it would just give me a Holy Reverberation as well. So the synergies here are actually very interesting. Divine Toll in particular and Daybreak are very, very good at adding multiple holy or like reverberations either on an enemy or on an ally multiple times. My Glimmer's about to fade. There we go. I got a Holy Reverberation. So what you find is you want to make sure that Holy Shocks are kind of on allies all the time. So, like, when I'm doing this dungeon here, I precast a bunch of Holy Shocks on everybody to make sure that it's ready to go, so that if I want to hit Divine Toll, they've already got Glimmers on them, and that will immediately apply Reverberation to them. Or if I want to hit Daybreak, they've already got Holy Shocks on them, so I'm going to get multiple Reverberations like I am right now. Watch this. If I hit Daybreak here, it put a Reverberation on me, and then I'm going to hit Holy Shock on myself, and it goes up 2, 3. It stacks up to 3 times, as the tier set bonus says. So Daybreak is the main way in which you're going to be reapplying these 3 Holy Reverberations, which is super cool. And that's going to increase the healing. It does 6k every 8 seconds, which is quite a bit over the course of time there. So, again, does this change your gameplay? Is it going to modify dramatically how you're going to play the game? Not really, no. But it is going to give you just more of what you're already doing, right? You're already spreading your Holy Shocks. You're trying to get as many Glimmers out as you can, up to 8, I believe, right? And then you're going to make sure that whoever's got Glimmer on them is now going to get this extra hot applied to them. Also, for enemies, they're going to get a bunch of extra damage dealt to them as well. So there's multiple different uses for this. It can be used offensively or defensively. You're basically going to be doing both all the time. You're going to have, look at all the Reverberations I have right now. So I have 2 on the Warrior and then 1 on everybody else. So you're going to have Reverberations on all your allies most of the time. And then if you use Divine Toll offensively, you're also going to have Reverberations on enemies. So I think this is the primary way that you're going to want to use Divine Toll, which is kind of what is done anyway. That's usually the way that Divine Toll is used, is offensively, as long as you're not under a lot of pressure. But I just like, I think it's actually kind of cool. You can set up your Glimmers ahead of time as best you possibly can so that they're set up going into the fight. Remember, Glimmer lasts for like 30 seconds, right? So you can pre-Holy Shock people, get the Glimmers going, and then once you get into the fight, you will immediately be able to start applying the Reverberation. So here's a quick fight here. That's 7% of my healing right there. Just on Holy Reverberation, which is super cool. So that's good. That's a lot of extra healing. I'll show you the numbers overall in a second. But you can see I have Glimmers out on most people right now. I'm going to apply some more. There's one. There's one. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Glimmers. Now, 2 of them are expiring, but that's okay. That means that if they do expire, they're going to get a Reverberation. Watch the Pally tank. He just got a Reverberation. So it's just nice. You want to make sure you set up ahead of time before the fight gets really crazy, you want to make sure that you've got glimmers out on as many people as you can. I think that's the way you want to play it. And then you need to be casting Daybreak as often as you possibly can. I don't cast it nearly enough in this dungeon, but it has a much lower cooldown. 15-second cooldown is no joke. We're standing in the fear there. I wasn't paying attention, but a 15-second cooldown is really, really good. And on top of that, the value that it gets because it adds those additional procs of Reverberation. It goes ding, 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 and it gets you 3 procs of Reverberation right away. So lots of value there. It's very, very good. Let's look at the overall. Again, there's not too many crazy situations to show you in the dungeon there. Overall, our damage, again, this is partially my fault. I didn't use a lot of offensive Holy Shocks because I was worried about healing people. But this did about 3.3% of my damage, which is super good. It could do more. It could do a lot more if I was being more offensive with my spell usage there on my Holy Shocks and my Divine Toll in particular. Here's what it looks like on defense. Holy Reverberation doing 7.5% of our healing overall. This is a big amount. That's a lot for a tier set bonus to give you, and a bunch of it also overhealed. So this is actually a pretty massive amount of healing to come through from this tier set bonus. And again, it's got that great flexibility. If there's a dungeon that requires less healing, you can flip into using your Holy Shocks more offensively to get more of the reverberations on the enemies. But the bottom line is, there isn't a whole lot to do with this tier set bonus except for set up your glimmers ahead of time. That's the main thing you want to be doing. And then once you use a Divine Toll, it's going to immediately just ding, ding, ding. It's going to give everybody a Reverberation. Or if you're using Daybreak, you get that triple Reverberation on one target. So it's cool. I like the design of it. It's just a little bit boring because we're doing that already. We're already putting our glimmers out. Sorry, we're already spreading our glimmers as much as we can with Holy Shocks. You know, so there isn't really a different gameplay loop that's going on there. Now, your priority in terms of taking Holy Prism versus Lights Hammer, I took Holy Prism. I didn't change any of my talents from the current live version, which obviously the live tier set bonus gives you a buff to Holy Prism or Lights Hammer. I'm guessing you might want to go back to Lights Hammer because Holy Prism is a lot of mana and doesn't produce as much healing, I don't think, as Lights Hammer does over time. But this might just be a talent you get rid of, or you might swap to something different than what you're used to, depending on how kind of how you're feeling, because we're not getting that massive buff to this spell anymore. But 100%, you need to take Daybreak. You need to take Rising Sun. Crusaders might be a good choice now because of what Holy Shock is now doing. Putting the Glimmer, putting the Reverberation. One cast of Holy Shock is accomplishing so much, right? So maybe Crusader's Might is a good idea. I would love to hear what you guys think about this in the comments down below. You guys who play Holy Paladin a little bit more than I do. I have played it, quite a bit this past season, but it's just not necessarily my main healer. But yeah, this is looking very, very strong. It's a tiny bit boring, I think, but it's very strong, and I think it's going to produce a lot of healing for you, or it's going to produce a lot of damage if you want it to. It really just depends. It's up to you what you want to do. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you down there on Holy Paladin, what you think about this tier set bonus heading into the next season. Do you think it's really boring? Do you think it's super strong? Is it overpowered? Please let me know in those comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.